sleeve to kind of like gauge the intensity, and over time it kind of gives you your throwing program based on workload and intensity, and so we kind of just listen to that every day along with how I'm feeling physically and put our throwing program together like that. Once we're through the initial like planned out throwing, now it's kind of us figuring out what the routine is and the intensity on certain days. So
twice a week though still?
Tuesday, Saturdays off the mound, and then, regular catch play between, just kind of like as if I was in season. The Tuesday pin will be like a between start pin, and then Saturdays will kind of replicate a game. So I'll kind of start to normalize the 5-day routine over the next couple weeks here. So.
And but back in 2 weeks or what?
I feel pretty close. I got a long ways to go. A lot of intensity to add to it, which obviously is going to bring more soreness and maybe bring some issues up. But up to this point, it's been really good. I've had bad days here and there, but nothing that's stuck around for too long, nothing that's lingered and prohibited us from throwing. So I'm glad that through the bad days, I've been able to still get out and throw and kind of maintain progress. So. Yeah.
What did that feel like yesterday?
It felt good, man. I had some of the guys out there watching. It feels good for me to be able to like show them that I've been working, and that I'm getting closer and getting ready. And again, I know that there's a lot of things that can happen between now and the playoffs that could derail the plan. But with how I felt yesterday, I think I'm optimistic about a chance to pitch this year. So, or at least a chance to be ready to pitch, whether they pitch me or not.
Is there many specifics like mapping out like what that felt like in relief, an inning?
I got it all.
But not necessarily the plan, but like that goal that you have pitching.
Yeah, I mean, I stay in contact with AJ about how I'm feeling, and he's always been the one to not force me into throwing, but to remind me that these protocols and the time frame is kind of relative to who's going through it, and that it doesn't mean just because the doctor says 12 to 16 months doesn't mean it has to be that, so. We've been very diligent about staying on program and, doing what the doc says up to this point. Now that we're into bullpens and I'm starting to throw more regularly, there's a little more freedom in there. So, even Meister himself told me that, be very careful on the front end, on the back end. That's kind of where you can make up a little bit of ground. So the next couple weeks is just going to be listening to the body and, allowing myself to do what I feel comfortable with. So.
How antsy are you right now?
More so than I was a couple months ago. I think especially with the additions of the new guys, I want to be part of this really bad. And, I feel like we have a good chance to go deep into this thing and win it all. And if we get to that point, I want to be able to say that I contributed in some fashion, whether it's one out or an inning or a start or whatever it is, I would love to get out there and play. So a little antsy with that, but again, trying to, rein myself in and stay to the process and keep progressing, how I know I need to.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.